Welcome to the Lighthouse Legacy, a podcast where Bethany High School students illuminate the past, present, and future of our school's academic beacon. I'm Satya.
And I'm Aarohi. Our guest for today is someone loved by all here at Bethany. She is one of the most popular teachers among past and present students. She is an English teacher in high school and one of the sweetest, warmest and most loving people you will find. So, without further ado, welcome Madhu Ma'am.
We're glad to have you here, ma'am.
Thank you, children. I want to congratulate all of you for coming up with this novel idea to celebrate Bethany's landmark year.
Okay, so ma'am, how long have you taught in Bethany and how has your overall experience been?
Okay, before I answer this question, I want to tell you how and why I joined Bethany. My son had just finished his 10th board exam and he and his friend were going to various ISC schools just to check it out and decide where to join. It so happened that one day they came to Bethany. I did tag along with them. I don't know why. As they were sitting and writing their application in the foyer, I decided to take a walk around Bethany. It was empty. I somehow felt happy. And at that time I felt this is a good place to work. The following day I came in, put in my application and I got the job. And this year I complete 16 years of working here. I'm enjoying every minute of my time here. And it's always said, when you're having fun, you don't know how time flies.
That's very true, ma'am.
So ma'am, are there certain creative strategies you've adopted to make sure students are engaged in the classroom?
As a teacher, it's always very challenging to keep the students engaged. We teachers have to constantly reinvent ourselves to every batch of students to keep them engaged. Initially, we used to have, I used to ask them to role play or maybe give a small part of a story to put up a skit. But now we have the smart board. Thank you, Bethany Management. It's a real boon. And as all of you know, visual stimuli is any day better than anything. And one of my favorite to keep the children occupied is I always try to use some sports metaphors that actually interests the children and keeps them sort of awake, I think.
Okay, so let's say someone wants to become a teacher. What advice would you give them?
If somebody wants to take up teaching, they should always remember one has to be patient and calm. And a teacher cannot stop being a student because if you want to teach, you have to constantly upgrade yourself and keep on learning. Only then it will be possible for you to connect with your students.
Also, ma'am, as future citizens of the world, what is one piece of advice you'd give us?
As future citizens of the world, I would always want all of you to remember your roots, where it all began, the values that have been ingrained in you by your parents and the school. If you remember that, you will shine wherever you go.
That's really important.
Yes. So has teaching taught you something in specific that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, teaching has taught me to be patient, to be calm, and to teach of the children that come in the class as an individual themselves, because each of them is different and I need to be there for them whenever they need it.
That is something everyone must instill in themselves.
Ma'am, so when you were a child, was there a teacher that inspired you to become a teacher yourself and what subject did they teach?
Absolutely. I had a teacher called Mr. Ishwar Bhatt. He taught biology and I was so inspired by the way he taught and did things in class that I thought, yes, I want to be a teacher like him. That is what led me to be a teacher. I just came to know that he stays right now in Mysore. So I'm waiting to go to Mysore so that I can reconnect with him and talk to him.
Yes, ma'am.
From biology to English, that's a jump. What do you think is the biggest thing people don't understand about being a teacher?
People don't realize that if you're a teacher, you have to constantly upgrade yourself. You have to be very calm and patient. And you have to keep up thinking of newer things to keep the children occupied.
So this is an interesting question. Have you ever taught a poem or a lesson with values that you don't personally agree with?
A couple of years back, they had this William Shakespeare's As You Like It. That was a play that I did not like it very much because there were certain derogatory comments about women in that. And that is one play I was not very happy about teaching in class. And I'm glad we changed later on to Merchant of Venice, and now we have Julius Caesar.
Yes.
Now, an interesting question. What are your hobbies? Something you do apart from teaching?
See, of course, I love reading. That is there. That goes without saying. I have got into this health mode that I need to keep myself fit. Yeah, I love doing yoga, going for walks. And yeah, I do Pilates too.
And as you said earlier, when you do something you're enjoying, time flies. But like, have there been certain periods in your career where you felt burnt out and stretched too thin? And if yes, how do you get out of the rut?
See, each one of us goes through a certain phase in our life. Each one of us will find a time when we are stretched too thin. We are being pulled from all corners. Yes, I too have gone through. And when such a thing happens, first is God, I pray. Then I have my family and friends whom I can completely rely on to help me get out of the rut. And they have done that also.
Balance is key then.
Balance is absolutely key. And you need a support system whom you can always bank on. And if you have that good support system, you're able to get out of wherever you are.
Yes.
I hope that helps someone who's listening to this.
Yes. Build a good support system, and that is important, is what I feel. And I'm sure I think that is what it is.
Yes, definitely. How do you feel seeing students you taught as children, now as adults with careers and probably families?
I feel so proud that yes, I was part of their journey. That's all I can say. That feeling of pride when they walk in and say, "Ma'am, do you recognize me?" Yes, I was maybe a minuscule part, but a part of their journey.
Yes. We hope we'll be able to come and meet you a few years later and you'll feel the same way.
Of course, absolutely.
So ma'am, why did you choose English specifically as a subject to teach?
I love the subject and I enjoy teaching, so I chose it. And when you are doing something that you're passionate about, it's no longer a profession. It becomes something you enjoy and love. And that's what it is. It's not a chore. It doesn't become like a chore. It's just a hobby like that.
Yes.
So what would you say to someone who doesn't find English interesting or finds it quite tedious?
You have not read the right books. That is what I will say. And you don't know how to dissect and think about each character. You actually go deep into each character and understand why they're doing it, then you will love the subject. Yes, there's a deeper meaning for everything. You have been doing so many poems for which the meaning is so different from what you get to it when you read it. When you think about it, the meaning is quite different. So that is one of the reasons.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now on a light-hearted note, what is one of the funniest incidents during online classes?
Well, during online classes, very few students used to switch on the cameras because of the internet issues. But in one case, what happened was, the child was talking to me and in class, and suddenly I think their person in the house did not realize the camera was on. There was a huge mirror behind, and I think she went in front of it and was combing the hair and getting ready. Then suddenly the boy realized, oh, he couldn't make out. Then he switched on. I think that was the one thing I will never forget.
Okay, so now let's have a rapid fire question round. Where did you work before Bethany?
I worked in Air Force School. It is there off 8 Old Airport Road on Wind Tunnel Road.
So ma'am, was it a CBSE school or an ICSE school?
It is a CBSE school.
So comparing CBSE to ICSE, which one do you find better as a teacher?
See, both have their pluses and negatives. CBSE is also nice in a way that it is able to reach out to more people. ICSE is a little bit exclusive and it is different. Both are different. Both have their pluses and minuses. I cannot say this is better or that is better.
Also, ma'am, when did you start teaching initially, right in the beginning?
Started teaching when my son was in 6th standard. So at that time, I realized, okay, he's now independent. He can fend for himself. And then I decided to take up a job. And it so happened, where we stayed, the school was very near. So I thought, let me go and try here. If I get a job, fine. And it so happened that I got the job there.
So, ma'am, where are you from originally?
I'm from Mangalore, not Mangalore, a little village past Mangalore. We are from there. We are what you call as Javiers. We speak Old Kannada.
So ma'am, what college did you study in?
I'm from Mount Carmel, Bangalore.
Oh.
Wow. True Bangalore. Yeah. Okay, ma'am, what is a recent achievement that you are very proud of?
See, I will not say it is a recent achievement. I had thought that I need to learn swimming. So I thought by the time I turn 50, I have to learn swimming because I have this fear for water. So I did not want to learn where I stay in Raheja because I have all these students and they'll be thinking this ma'am is learning swimming. So I decided to go to the club and it was quite daunting because all these people who were learning swimming with the summer camp were how old? 3 years, 4 years, 6 years, who do not know the meaning of fear. They will jump into the pool and here I am standing and saying, Madam, jump. I cannot jump. But somehow it took me 1 month, but I did manage to swim across the pool. And that is one thing I will never forget. I always feel so proud of myself.
That's really cool, ma'am.
Yeah, that's truly.
Okay, ma'am, what's your favorite movie?
Hum Saath Saath Hain. I can see it as many times I can. Actually, I must have seen it many times already. But even if you show it to me now, I'll sit and see it with the same concentration and same interest.
Pretty sure you know all dialogues.
Sort of.
So, ma'am, what is your favorite cuisine? Something you like to eat?
I love Italian. I like pastas. I like all those things. And of course, I am partial to sweets. I love sweets.
Okay, ma'am, what's your favorite genre of music?
I like all retro.
Oh, retro.
There are English and Hindi retro.
Perfect. So, final question. What is your favorite Merchant of Venice character?
Yeah, I like Portia. She is one woman who knows her mind and who is ready to do anything to get what she wants. And I admire that quality in her. I admire that quality in all women around. I want each girl who is there to know what she wants in life and try her best to get it. And that's why I like Portia.
That's a really powerful message.
She is independent and knows what she wants.
Yes, she is independent, knows what she wants, and she makes sure she gets what she wants. And that is why Portia is the character I love.
Yes. Alright, that was interesting. We got to know a lot about your thinking process, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It truly was a pleasure.
Thank you very much, children. I really enjoyed myself sitting with you here and answering your questions. Thank you for having me as your guest today.
Thank you for taking time out and having a conversation with us, ma'am. If you want to be notified for further episodes, make sure to follow our Instagram at Lighthouse Legacy Pod. Once again, that's Lighthouse Legacy Pod. We are also available on most major podcast streaming platforms. The links are in the description. Thank you for tuning in.